Saying goodbye is something you say. It's the opposite of hi, the opposite of hey. All right, how's it going? See, that's how you get conversation going. It's been ages, keep conversation flowing. You go through the phases till it stops. And you've said your lot, you've reached the end of your catch-up. Cheers, thanks a lot. And you're on your way, and in a way you say goodbye, the opposite of hey, the opposite of hi. See, with me, we greet people on the street. People on the bus next to our seat. We chat, we gas, chin wag, we talk. Hello, hi, cheerio, goodbye. See, life itself is one big conversation. Friendships, faux-ships, business negotiation, even social network invitation. But sometimes more. You find that intimate connection of that you show. Someone you can't wait to get to know, and you know your love you can't wait to show. But sometimes conversations, they get cut short. You don't get the chance to say what you thought. You thought it'd be fine. You thought you'd have plenty of time to say what you think, what you feel, but you find something's wrong, something's tragic, something's gone. Conversations stop, communications gone. Saying goodbye is something you say. It's the opposite of hi, the opposite of hey. You barely said hey, you've barely said hi, but now you're saying opposite, you're saying goodbye. An instant connection, all that affection that started at conception has been cut short. The cord's been cut, the conversation door's been shut. Where there was in womb or not, now there's just silence. But it's not comfortable, because you're grieving the loss of someone so lovable. And what was birthed in pregnancy has now been lost in infancy. The conversation stopped with someone who lived, someone you knew, someone who was growing inside of you. You barely said hey, you barely said hi, but now you're saying opposite, you're saying goodbye. It hurts, it's raw, gut-wrenching but true. Someone is no longer talking back to you. You feel empty, you feel a void, and you're grieving plenty. Saying goodbye is something you say. It's the opposite of hi, the opposite of hey. You've barely said hey, you've barely said hi, but now you're saying opposite, you're saying goodbye. It's how you feel, and though time passes, it still feels real, because it is real. You need time to grieve, time to breathe, time to heal. See? Saying goodbye exists to say you can still say more than hi, than hey. You can finish the chat, you can finish the talk. You can celebrate the life lived, though far too short. Saying goodbye is something you say. It's the opposite of hi, the opposite of hey. You've barely said hey, you've barely said hi, but now you're saying opposite, you're saying goodbye. To say goodbye is something to say. To finish the conversation in your own little way. To say, we will remember you every single day. That we'll treasure you, that we love you, and we will never forget you. And though the conversation was cut so short, we're so glad we got the chance to talk. If anything's been learnt, if anything's been taught, it's that we will never regret that time when we talked.